Hi friends, I am happy to welcome you to our fascinating channel dedicated to incredible facts and amazing phenomena around us. Here, we will dive into the amazing world of knowledge, uncovering unique aspects of our planet, exploring mysterious events, and delving into science and history that will make you wonder. Each episode of our channel will be an invitation to journey through a fascinating labyrinth of facts you may not have known yet. We will touch on topics from the mundane to the fascinating, from incredible discoveries to strange phenomena that appeal to our curiosity. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the fascinating stories. Get ready to revise your view of the world with us. Thank you for joining us on Top Facts, where wonder becomes your daily companion. Let's dive into the fascinating universe of knowledge together. The world is full of strange laws and customs that may seem completely crazy to us. In some countries, it is forbidden to feed street pigeons. In some countries, it is forbidden to wear clothes that might frighten horses. And in others, brides must wear red shoes to ward off evil spirits. So why do these laws and customs exist? There may be several answers to this. First, they may be based on religious or cultural beliefs. Second, they may be designed to protect people or animals. Third, they may simply be amusing or strange. Whatever the reason, strange laws and customs always attract attention. They cause surprise, laughter, and even controversy. Today I will tell you about an unusual law that exists in France. This law forbids feeding street pigeons. It would seem that what is wrong with feeding hungry birds? But as it turns out, feeding street pigeons can have negative consequences. Firstly, pigeons carry various diseases such as ornithosis, salmonellosis, and tuberculosis. Secondly, pigeons can pollute the environment. They leave droppings on streets, monuments, and other objects. Third, pigeons can be aggressive. They can attack people, bite them, and even pluck their hair. Therefore, the French authorities have decided to ban the feeding of street pigeons. The violation of this law is punishable by a fine of up to €183. Of course, some people think this law is too strict. They say that feeding pigeons is just a manifestation of kindness and charity. But the French authorities believe that this law is necessary to protect people's health and safety. So if you're planning to visit France, don't forget that it is forbidden to feed street pigeons there. I'm going to tell you about an unusual law that exists in Japan. This law forbids wearing clothes that might frighten horses. It would seem that what is wrong with wearing brightly colored clothes? But as it turns out, it can be dangerous for horses. Horses are very fearful animals. They can be frightened by anything that moves or looks unusual. If a horse becomes frightened, it may start bucking, neighing, or even running away. This can be dangerous for the horse itself and for people who are nearby. Therefore, the Japanese authorities have decided to ban the wearing of clothing that may frighten horses. There is a fine of up to 100,000 yen for violating this law. Of course, some people think this law is too strict. They say it is a restriction on individual freedom. But the Japanese authorities believe that this law is necessary to protect horses and people. So, if you are planning to visit Japan, don't forget that it is forbidden to wear clothes that can scare horses there. Here are some examples of clothing that can scare horses. Clothing with large, brightly colored spots or patterns. Clothing with shiny or reflective elements. Clothing with long tails or plumes. If you want to avoid problems, wear clothes that won't attract the horse's attention. I'm going to tell you about one unusual custom that exists in India. This custom is that the bride must wear red shoes at the wedding. It would seem that what is wrong with wearing beautiful red shoes? But as it turns out, this is not just a fashion statement. Red shoes in India have a special meaning. In Indian culture, red symbolizes love, passion, and fertility. It is also considered the color of protection from evil spirits. Therefore, the bride wears red shoes at her wedding to attract good luck and happiness to herself, as well as to protect herself from evil spirits who may try to spoil her marriage. The custom of wearing red shoes at a wedding in India has been around for centuries. It is part of the wedding ceremony and is considered very important. Of course, not all brides in India wear red shoes at the wedding. Some brides prefer to wear shoes of other colors, such as white, gold, or silver. But still, the custom of wearing red shoes at a wedding remains one of the most popular in India. Nature is full of amazing and unusual phenomena. These can be anything from beautiful rainbows to destructive tornadoes. Some of these phenomena are common and others are very rare, but all of them are mesmerizing and astonishing. I will tell you about one unusual natural phenomenon that exists in the United States. It is a geyser that beats a fountain to a height of 120 meters. This geyser is called Yellowstone Geyser Old Fountain. It is located in the Yellowstone National Park in the state of Wyoming. Yellowstone Old Fountain Geyser is one of the most active geysers in the world. It erupts approximately every 90 minutes. When the geyser erupts, a column of hot water and steam up to 120 meters high erupts from the geyser. This spectacle is simply mesmerizing. Watching the eruption of the Old Fountain Geyser is an unforgettable experience. Yellowstone Old Fountain Geyser is one of the most popular tourist spots in Yellowstone National Park. Every year, millions of people come to the park to see this amazing natural phenomenon. Here are some interesting facts about Yellowstone Old Fountain Geyser. It was discovered in 1870. It is so named because its eruptions can be seen from afar. It is the tallest geyser in Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone Old Fountain Geyser is a truly unique natural phenomenon. It is a perfect example of the power and beauty of nature. I'm going to tell you about an amazing natural phenomenon that exists in Australia. It is a lake that changes color depending on the weather. This lake is called Healy Lake. It is located in the Victoria Desert in the state of Western Australia. Lake Healy is a salt lake that is surrounded by sand dunes. It has an area of about 600 square kilometers and a depth of about 2 meters. The color of the water in Lake Healy varies depending on the weather. On a sunny day, the water may be blue or turquoise. On a cloudy day, the water may be green or brown. And during a rainstorm, the water may be red or orange. This color change is caused by certain bacteria in the water that react to sunlight, rainfall, and other factors. Healy Lake is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Australia. Every year, millions of people come here to see this amazing natural phenomenon. Here are some interesting facts about Lake Healy. It was discovered in 1802. It is one of the largest saltwater lakes in Australia. It is home to many species of birds and animals. Lake Healy is a truly unique natural phenomenon. It is a perfect example of the beauty and diversity of nature. I will tell you about one unusual natural phenomenon that exists in China. It is a waterfall that flows upwards. This waterfall is called the Upstream Waterfall. It is located in Guizhou Province in the Wulingyuan Mountains. Upstream Waterfall is a small waterfall about 2 meters high. It is located on the Dadu River, which flows through the Wulingyuan mountain range. This waterfall is unique in that the water in it flows upwards. This is because the Dadu River flows through a cascade of waterfalls. As a result, it creates the effect that the water rises upwards. The Upstream Waterfall is a popular tourist spot. Thousands of people come here every year to see this amazing natural phenomenon. Here are some interesting facts about the Upstream Waterfall. It was discovered in 1999. It is one of the most unusual waterfalls in the world. It is the symbol of Guizhou Province. The Upstream Waterfall is a truly unique natural phenomenon. It is a perfect example of the power and beauty of nature. History is a never-ending account of the past, of the people, places, and events that have shaped the world we live in. Historical events may be big or small, important or insignificant, but they still play a part in creating our history. I will tell you about one mysterious event that happened in the United States in the 1920s. It was a massive dance epidemic that swept the country. The epidemic began in the town of Savannah, Georgia, in July 1918. One day, an 11-year-old girl named Florence Farrell began dancing non-stop. She danced for hours until she became exhausted. Soon after, other people in the town began experiencing the same symptoms. They began dancing non-stop, sometimes for days on end. The dancing was often fast and energetic, and it could be very exhausting. The epidemic spread quickly throughout the country. It reached all ages and social classes. In some cases, the epidemic was so severe that people lost their jobs, dropped out of school, and even ended up in hospitals. There are many theories about what caused the dance epidemic. Some experts believe it was mental illness caused by the stress and turmoil of World War I. Others believe it was an infectious disease that was transmitted through dancing. Whatever the cause, the dance epidemic was a very serious event. It caused a great deal of public outcry and has been the subject of much research and speculation. Here are some interesting facts about the dance epidemic. It lasted about a year, and during that time about 4,000 cases were reported. Most of the victims of the epidemic were women, but there were also men and children. In some cases, the epidemic resulted in death. The dance epidemic remains a mystery to this day. There is no consensus on what caused it, and there is no guarantee that it will not recur in the future. But despite its mystery, the dance epidemic is an important historical event. It reminds us that mental health is an important issue, and that even the most ordinary things can have unexpected consequences. I'm going to tell you about an unusual event that happened in China in 1956. It was a donkey uprising. The rebellion started in the village of Zhenjie, Shandong Province. On one day, several donkeys began to revolt against their masters. They refused to work, attacked, and even killed people. Soon, the rebellion spread to other villages. The donkeys became a real threat to people's safety. They attacked farms, robbed houses, and even attacked trains. The Chinese authorities were forced to take action. They sent troops to quell the uprising. The military managed to deal with the rebellion, but it cost them a lot of effort. There are many theories about what caused the donkey uprising. Some experts believe that it was caused by mistreatment of the animals. Others believe it was caused by the influence of the moon. Whatever the cause, the donkey uprising was a very serious event. It caused a great deal of public outcry and has been the subject of much research and speculation. Here are some interesting facts about the donkey uprising. It lasted about a month, and during that time, about 100 people were killed. About 1,000 donkeys participated in the uprising. The rebellion was suppressed with the help of artillery. The donkey uprising remains a mystery to this day. There is no consensus on what caused it, and there is no guarantee that it will not happen again in the future. But despite its mystery, the donkey rebellion is an important historical event. It reminds us that even the most ordinary animals can be dangerous if not handled properly. I will tell you about one tragic event that happened in the USSR in 1972. It was the accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The accident occurred on October 19, 1972, at the 4th power unit of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The accident released a large amount of radioactive substances into the atmosphere. The accident occurred as a result of a number of mistakes made by the plant personnel. In particular, safety rules were violated during testing. As a result of the accident, 31 people died, and more than 100 suffered various injuries and illnesses. Radioactive substances spread to the territories of several countries, including Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia. The Chernobyl accident was one of the largest man-made disasters in human history. It had a significant impact on the environment and human health. Here are some interesting facts about the Chernobyl accident. It was caused by an experiment to shut down the emergency cooling of the reactor. As a result of the accident, about 100 tons of radioactive substances were released. Radioactive clouds spread over an area of about 150,000 square kilometers. The Chernobyl accident has been the subject of much research and speculation. There are many theories about what could have prevented the accident, but despite the fact that many years have passed, the consequences of the Chernobyl accident are still being felt today. Our journey through amazing worlds has come to an end. We have learned about the biggest, smallest, brightest, and most unusual objects in the universe. We hope you enjoyed our video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please write us in the comments.